Welcome back to Couch Collectibles for another video. Guys, today we are looking at some silver half dollars that are worth money. We're going to be looking at some different dates here later in this video, but first we're going to start off with some 1951 Franklin half dollars, and some of these things you can look for on your other Franklin half dollars as well. So definitely watch this whole video and we'll look at some more modern Kennedy half dollars at the end of this video. Alright, so hopping right into it. Now first off, this is something that you can definitely look for on not just the 1951, but on other Franklin half dollars as well. Now this silver half dollar here from 1951 is graded at about uncirculated 58, and it's got Bugs Bunny here on the coin slab. And you might be asking, what in the world does that mean? And here is an example of that. So we kind of see below his nose here that you see these kind of lines here that look like they're like teeth, like Bugs Bunny teeth, you know? So basically what caused that is die clashing left on an impression of the eagle's wing near Franklin's mouth, and it gives the illusion there of Bugs Bunny teeth, you know? So that is what that is, and this coin sold for a little over $65. So nothing too valuable, but still, it's a $65 coin. If it was graded higher, it would have probably sold for a little bit more money than that. Now if you want to go to a more expensive coin, now this coin is graded at a mint state 66, and it's got that full bell lines here on the reverse on the back of this silver half dollar. So what is the full bell lines? Well, full bell lines, here's an example of that. We got here on the right bottom, weakly struck bell lines, almost no bell lines, and then we got here on the left, just short of the full bell line qualification, and the minimum full bell line detail, and the 100% full bell lines FBL. So here, if we zoom back in, you can see those bell lines clearly there on the bell. So that will be up to the grading company of what, you know, they actually designate your coin if you do send it in, but this coin did sell for over $2,000. Now if we look at the 1951 no mint mark, it's got some nice toning to it here, and it's also got the full bell lines. So we got that full bell lines, some nice toning, and a high grade. That is all going to contribute to the value of the coin. This silver half dollar sold for over $14,000. Alright, here we go. Now this is on the proof. I really like this here. On the proof, what you want to look for is a double die reverse. So you can see here, if we look at this photo very closely, the lettering here on the bell, on the reverse of the coin, the inscription here is doubled, the lettering. So always be on the lookout for that. And also on the eagle's wings and the beak of the eagle, there is doubling. So look out for that with your coin microscopes. I have those microscopes available on couchcollectibles.com. Now here is a proof coin that has not got any types of errors or doubling. It's just got that really high grade, a proof 67 grade, and this coin sold for over $20,000. That's right, $20,000 because of that high grade. Now if we look at the difference in some coin prices here, first look for this on the back of your 1951 S Franklin half dollars. So this is doubling here on the lettering, very visible and clear doubling there. Always be on the lookout for that. But let's look at some different prices. This is a coin, probably you have a lot of these in this type of condition, very circulated coin. It's graded at a very fine 30, but it does have that double die reverse. So that's going to give it a little bit of value, but not too much because of its condition. The coin only sold for a little over $20. But if we look at the same exact coin that has that double die reverse, but it's graded at a mint state grade, this coin sold for over $800. So we go from a $20 coin to an $800 coin just because of the grade. Very simple. The better the condition, the higher the coin is typically going to sell for in most cases. Now here's the 1951 S mint mark, and if you're not familiar where the mint mark is on these, you're going to have a no mint mark, a D mint mark, and a S mint mark. It is right above the bell, so we see that S mint mark there. This again got some toning to it, and this coin has got a high grade, and that's why the half dollar sold for over $19,000. Now something you also want to look for on your S mint marks on these coins from 1951 is a repunched mint mark, an RPM. So here's an example of that, and here's a couple coin prices of that. So So this coin is graded at a mint state 64. You can see the S/S, that RPM, and this coin sold for over $70. Now if we look at this other coin, this coin is graded at a mint state 67. It's got some toning around the rim of the coin there, and this coin sold for over $1,800. So it really depends on when you sell the coin, you know, the condition, the grade, and all that good stuff. But check out these other half dollars that are worth money. This is on a Kennedy proof half dollar. Now there is a difference between normal hair and accented hair. So the accented hair variety displays extra hair right above Kennedy's ear, as opposed to the regular coin, which has less hair above the ear. So we can see a lot more hair there, more detail there on the accented variety there. So here's an example of a 1964 Kennedy half dollar proof coin that has that accented hair. Now it is a very high graded coin as well, which will give it a lot of value. Now it's graded at a proof 68 deep cameo. Now the coin grading scale only goes up to 70. This is at a 68, so it is a very, very high graded coin. Now this coin here sold for over $19,000. Now there is a lot of stuff to look for on the 1964 Kennedy half dollar, and that's what we're going to show you here coming up. Here's an example of an RPM on the D mint mark. So look at your D mint marks up close like this. Here's a few different examples of that. If you want to see your coins up close, I have coin microscopes available on couchcollectibles.com. Link is down in the description below. And here is a 1964 D that has that RPM repunched mint mark. Now this coin here does have a high grade as well, a mint state 66, and this half dollar coin sold for over $1,700. Also on the 1964 half dollar, you want to look for doubling on the front of the coin. So this is known as a double die obverse. So doubling on the front of the coin, you can see that there. The phrase "In God We Trust" is doubled, as well as the date 1964 itself. So always be on the lookout for that. Here is an example of a 1964 double die obverse, and this coin is graded at a mint state 67. Of course, if you have this coin, it has the doubling. However, it is not in the best condition. It's going to sell for a lot less money. But this silver coin here sold for over $1,600. You can't forget to look for doubling on the reverse of the coin as well. So look for that on the lettering on the reverse of the coin, as well as on the stars. We can see here that these stars are doubled on the reverse of the 1964 Kennedy half dollar. Here is the 1964 that has that double die reverse, and it's graded at a mint state 64. This half dollar coin sold for over $2,500. Going back to the front of the coin, now we have a double die obverse, but this here is a triple die obverse. So a TDO, a triple die obverse. So always be on the lookout for that. It really doesn't even stop there, because the Kennedy half dollar from 1964 also has a QDO, which is quadruple die obverse. So there's quadrupling on the lettering of the front of the coin. So we got doubling, tripling, and quadrupling all in the 1964. So always be on the lookout for that. If you have 1964 Kennedy half dollars in your collection, always look for those. Now here's the 1964 half dollar. This is an SMS, a special mint set coin. And this Kennedy half dollar with the high grade of a mint state 67 sold for over $47,000. $47,000. Moving right along to a 1964 D Kennedy half dollar coin. Now this one doesn't have any types of errors or anything like that. It's got some really nice toning to it. I'm going to do a whole video on toning, because there's real toning, authentic toning, and artificial toning that's, you know, done on purpose. But this is actually some real toning here, and this coin's graded at a mint state 67. This half dollar coin sold for over $5,400. For the 1968, you got the Denver Mint and the San Francisco Mint. So here is the Denver Minted 1968 Kennedy half dollar. Again, these are 40% silver. Now they did make over 246 million of these coins. So that's a lot of coins being minted there. They're fairly common silver coins. However, if we move right along to the 1968S, you will again see 40% silver, but they only produced 3 million of these coins. So really the 1968S is a good one to look for. It's the proof coin. So 3 million compared to 260 something million. That's a huge difference. The 1968S is definitely the one that you would want to find. But again, if you find 1968s, you always want to keep them because they are 40% silver, so they do have some silver value as well. Now, if we look at the 1968, you also want to check the front of your coin. So if you put your 1968Ds underneath the coin microscope, you definitely want to look for doubling on the front of the coin, on the lettering, on the date, on Kennedy himself, really on the whole design of the coin, just to make sure it's not a double die obverse. Now, you can see here on the coin slab, it says TDO instead of DDO. That means that it's a triple die reverse. So there's tripling instead of doubling taking place on the front of the coin. So that will give it value, and of course it's graded at a mint state 64, so that gives it a lot of value as well. This $50 coin sold for over $1,800. Now here's an example of a 1968D that has what is called a clip error. So we can see that taking place on the coin clearly. Obviously something like this, probably not going to find in a coin roll. If you do, you got really lucky. Now this could happen on really any type of coinage, so always be on the lookout for clipped coins. Some of them definitely are not as big as on this coin. Now this coin sold for over $140. Now if we look at the 1968D, this one's got some really nice toning to it. It is graded at a mint state 67, so it does have a high grade again. Now this coin here, because of the high grade, sold for over $2,500. And if you really want to look at one that sold for a lot of money, this coin has an absolute perfect grade. It is a perfect coin. It's graded as high as it could possibly be graded at a proof 70 deep cameo. So this coin is very valuable. 1968S proof $50, and this coin sold for over $21,000. $21,000. Alright, don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Check out the videos to the left of me, and until tomorrow, I will see you all in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.